Oh, and we are live, man.
We're live.
Guys, welcome back to Whiskey TV. Mr. Best here, your craftsman. And we got my man, the Whiskey Giant, Eric here, and filling in for Trev at the moment. He's actually on his way back from the Whiskey Tango event that he went up there with Tim, and some of the other Whiskey Warriors went up there with him as well, too. And we've been trying to figure out this whole entire time if Chance made it up or not. He actually didn't pop up in the videos like you thought he would.
Not as often. He wasn't front and center.
Yeah, I know. So that's
he was hanging out in the background.
That part, man, I don't know. He said he saw him in a cowboy hat, so I was like, maybe that's why I didn't see him. But as always, we're still gonna keep Booze and Food rocking. He's literally on his way back. He's gonna walk in at any moment, probably here in the next hour or so. So I've been, of course, prepping all day, getting things ready. And Eric's always the first to show up early. Now, why is that? Why do you like to get here so early? Because normally you'll stay till like.
I'm only 20 minutes away. So
yeah, that's true. You remember
it's good. I work from home, so as soon as I'm done, it's nice to
he's all right, man.
change and get out because I've been at home all day. So.
Yeah, man. I don't blame you. Man. Well, that being said, what did you bring for us today, man? And let's talk about it.
I brought two different groups here. First one, Barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Barrel Craft Spirits out of Louisville.
Yeah.
These are two of their finished bottles. This one is called Dovetail. This one's finished in rum, port, and Cabernet barrels.
Dovetail. What does that say? Oh, okay. So does that say that? Oh, so this one's Vantage.
That one's Vantage. So the whiskey here is distilled in Indiana and Tennessee.
Okay.
And this one is Indiana, Tennessee, and Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, Vantage, is a blend of straight bourbon whiskeys finished in Mizunara, French, and toasted American oak barrels. So these are two finished whiskeys.
Okay.
A little over 100 proof, I think. This one's 114. What is that one?
This one is 122.4.
122. That one's up a little bit.
Sheesh. And talk to me a little bit about finished whiskeys, man. What do you like about them so much? Or do you like them?
I enjoy them on occasion. They're not my preference.
Yeah.
It all depends. Some of the rum finished, again, for me, it can't be overdone.
Yeah.
So if there's just a hint, I can enjoy them for a few pours here and there. But in general, finished whiskeys aren't necessarily my jam. Outside of some of the toasted and some of the second barrel finishes. And
tell them what finished whiskey is for people who probably are just now joining us and are trying to learn about whiskey.
Finished whiskey, taking bourbon or whiskey out of its original virgin barrel and putting it in a secondary barrel that usually held something else prior to that. So this one barrel held rum and some port and Cabernet wine. Yeah. So you get a lot more influence, obviously, from the rum and the wine influence in that one. And this one is different oaks.
Okay.
Mizunara, French,
I saw that. Yeah. And you said these are from where again? Indiana?
Louisville. Barrel Craft Spirits. Oh, so they have quite a.
It says distilled in Indiana and Tennessee. So what does that mean exactly?
That means that the whiskey that went into this came from distillers in Tennessee and Indiana, and this is a batch. So
gotcha. And then they were bottled in Louisville. So this is source whiskey. And this one, Tennessee, Indiana, and Kentucky. So 3 different sources. Interesting.
And that's a batch as well.
Interesting. Now, one night, I think it was a couple weeks ago now, we all started talking, Chance got into it, so we'll definitely have a chance to talk more about this, but just about regulations and stuff like that when it comes to whiskeys. Outside of,
bourbon
having to be from Kentucky, correct? What other
bourbon doesn't have to be from Kentucky.
What is the whole saying? Because there's
all
bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. Okay, so I guess what does that mean then?
There's certain regulations to be considered bourbon. It has to be distilled in the U.S. Doesn't have to be distilled just in Kentucky.
Gotcha. Distilled in the U.S., not just in Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah, finished in a new charred white oak vessel. Some people say barrel, but I think it can go into other things as well.
But
those are the two main.
Okay, so but other than that, though, when it comes to other regulations, because you start hearing all these different phrases and all these different things, like there's not necessarily really any crazy regulations as opposed to like, you know, in the wine world where like when it comes from a very specific area, it's got to have these very specific characteristics or components to make that. Where I feel whiskey is a little more flexible, but at the same time, I feel like
it's a little more flexible, but then you might lose that bourbon name to it.
Yeah,
it's then falls into the whiskey category.
Gotcha.
Some of the finishes and how they do that.
Gotcha. And then so you also brought some 1792.
1792, just made in Bardstown at Barton. I brought 3 different expressions. Sweet wheat. This was a newer one a couple of years ago.
Okay.
Instead of the rye for the secondary grain, it's wheat, so it's a little sweeter, a little softer. Hence the name Sweet Wheat.
Yeah, and wheat typically always going to be a little more. For those newer palates, right? Because it typically always gives off something a little sweeter, correct?
A little sweeter, a little softer.
There you go. That's what I was looking for. A little softer. So
Weller's a wheater. Maker's Mark is a wheater.
Really? Okay,
So this is their sweet wheat. A little over 90 proof. Then I brought 2 single barrel store picks, bottled and bond, 100 proof, and then the full proof, which I think comes in at 125.
Cool. And then what's the correlation between all of these in terms of why'd you bring all this entire lineup? Just all different finishes, or?
These to be finished, little 2 for finished category, and then these kind of related, obviously.
Yeah.
Came from the same distillery. 3 slightly different proof points.
Okay.
2 single barrels and then a batched sweet wheat, just to get different proof points and different flavors. And they were at the front of the cabinet, and I don't think I had brought them before, so that's what I grabbed for today.
You know, it's so crazy, people. One thing that I've been learning when it comes to even just the whiskey space and collecting, you know, we've been talking about the collecting thing, and, you know, Trevor and I, we come from a space where that's not very common, unfortunately, but it's crazy when you get to see some of these collections. I know Trevor's been over to your house, and he's got to see your collection. I had the privilege of, you know, going to Jeff's, and I got to see his collection, and I mean, I was like a kid in a candy store type of deal, but it was like I'd never seen anything like that. So you could see like I'm just grinning from ear to ear because I've never seen a collection like that. And it was just extremely impressive to see. That was actually just a really cool part. I was like, I've never seen something like that. I mean, when you go from room to room to room, and it's 3 or 4 deep of some of the, you're like, Jesus, man.
I like to keep mine contained.
See, but it's really cool, man. So I think, you know, that's, you know, we have to go over your place some one of these days and do a little episode over there, man, and just kind of walk through your collection. And you said, how many bottles do you have in your collection?
About 250.
250? And that's crazy. And still, that's a lot of bottles, people. I don't know if y'all don't know that, but that is still a lot of bottles. And, I mean, hell, even here, like, I'm like, I see some of the stuff we got on the table over here and over there, and I'm like, this is taking up a lot of space. And turns out, you know, at some point we'll probably have to do the whole cabinet thing or something in here to start, you know, putting some of the stuff that, you know, just keeps getting brought and left over here. But it's just actually really fun to see some of these collections. And 250 bottles, man.
I've been weeding a few out, not replacing them.
Yeah.
I'd say probably a quarter of them now are Blundery bottles.
Damn.
So
still, hey.
That's growing.
Hey, no, that's the fun part.
Shrinking.
See, that's the fun part too, man. Hey, no, 100%, man. You know, as you guys know, this all started because of the Whiskey Blendery, and shout out to them as always, putting out some really, really great stuff. And you know, Trevor and I have been very fortunate because we came into this space spoiled, basically, starting with some of the best stuff in terms of the Whiskey Blendery, and then you start trying all this other stuff. So now, you know, we have some great people around us who have taught us how to appreciate it more. You know, knows things. And you're learning all these things as you go. And even a few weeks ago, you know, they took me through a little side-by-side tasting between, you know, Jack Daniels and, what was it, Old Forester?
Jack Daniels, Old Forester.
And we were talking about the nut note that you get, the peanut note that you would get in Jack Daniels, and then also the banana notes or more tropical fruit notes that you would get in Old Forester.
Yep.
And so when you have the privilege to do things like that, try side-by-side, and you can actually pull those things out, it makes it very, very fun and very interesting, and it makes you intrigued to want to learn more about all these different expressions of whiskey that are out there. I mean, but 250, man. Do you think you're going to hit that 1,000 mark anytime?
No. If I hit 300, I'm in trouble. Like I said, things got to disappear before new things up here.
That's so funny, man. Oh, well, hey, people, appreciate you guys for tuning in. My man, the Whiskey Giant. We're going to go and break these bottles down a little bit more. We'll talk more about 1792. But as always, appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, keep it whiskey.